Hello. My the I appear to have a continuation of the same problem I had at the end of last live stream. Specifically, the microphone um seemed to or the hotkey I used to start the stream didn't work. So let me see if I can bring. Okay, cool. Luckily, there's a way to manually get it working. So hello there. Hello, Dark Shades. Good evening. Thanks for joining. Yeah, because it's sorry. I just before I started the live stream, I um, ate a candy bar or something. Um, so as I said in the live stream description, I'm going to do more kind of photo processing and not live observing tonight because it is cloudy here. There's a storm in the Gulf of Mexico, and I think that's part of the problem. And also, we're getting a front through, and so I think we might have some clear evenings next week, but tonight it's not clear. Hi, Turf. How's it going? Thanks for joining. So yeah, I'm going to do kind of like last stream where I'm going to kind of work through my backlog, my photo backlog, and also kind of look at some software. One of the issues I ran into last live stream, I was trying to do certain stacking operations in Siril, and it wasn't working on my external SSD, on my external drive, and it was just showing NA for disk space available. And after the stream, I ended up reporting a bug, and on there, let me see if I can actually get over to this. Let me see. Let me see first why this is broken. Maybe it's something real simple, like I stopped something that should be running. Let's see if this works. Hey, it worked. Yeah, so I'll get to this in a little bit, but first, yeah, I reported an issue here about kind of issues with it's in Serial 1.2.4, but it's also in their alpha and beta, and so it's a known issue, and so yeah, it's still an open issue, but so I'm going to have to do what I did last time, where I'll either do a combination of things on my internal drive, which is still kind of short on space, and yeah, so I'm just gonna have to work around it. But one of the things that I'm also going to try out, Wiley site brought this to my attention, that Seti Astro, that does who does cosmic clarity and kind of a set of tools for kind of and it's what I used last stream for some of the stretching, and it also does noise reduction, I think, and yeah, some other things as well. There's some standalone and then kind of a suite of tools. He came out with a what's in my image, a kind of plate solving astrometry kind of application where you can load up an image and it'll tell you what's in that image, and which is kind of handy. And I know Wiley Site said in his brief experience with it so far, it's a lot more robust, or it was a lot more straightforward than some of the other tools he's worked with. So we're going to try that out tonight. It also, there's a standalone version And I'll drop the link to that in the chat. Oops. I'm using a different browser, and now the key sequences are a little off. But I'm actually running this, the Astro suite. I downloaded the latest version, and it now has a What's in My Image tab here, which we'll look at that in a little bit. But first, let me get to the images. Yeah, so when you go to download it, it'll take you to this Google Drive, and then you download whatever version you need for your platform. Just as easy as that. So let me go start bringing up some images tonight. Yeah. Let's see. I was on another astronomy live stream last night, and I was trying to get my network running at home, my wireless that I use up here, and I was having difficulty, and so I ended up not having a live stream last night, but someone else was live streaming, and they had kind of really nice background music. I need to do that at some point. But let me bring up all of the photos. So, yeah. So here's one of them, and there's another one. So here's one. So what we're going to do is, last time I ended up, let me close some of these windows. Last time, I think the one I was probably the most happy with, that we kind of went through the whole end-to-end process, was the Wizard Nebula. And yeah, this isn't quite a fair comparison. Wait, did I end up restacking that? Yeah, so like this is what ended up stacking. Well, let me take a step back. First, kind of one of the images, and this isn't stretched. This is kind of a fit preview. This was kind of one of the out of the telescope stacks, and then this was kind of an old work, kind of a fairly simple workflow of just stacking the image, doing kind of a light stretch in Siril, and then saving it out. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right one. Yeah. Wait, no. So, okay, yeah, this is kind of my old, kind of my more recent simple workflow of stacking it in Siril, the one on the left, and then running it through Graxpert for noise reduction and noise reduction and kind of background extraction, gradient removal. And then I just ran it through the Astro barbecue scripts. And compared to this, I'm pretty pleased with that. But the result we got from running it through the image we got after running it through what do you call it, through doing the stacking in Siril, but then doing a lot of the other processing through Seti Astro's tools. I got the image on the right, and even trying to scale it where it's about the same scale. It's definitely a, why am I, okay. The result is definitely really good on the right, and even like these stars, and that's mostly because I did kind of processing of the stars. I really like the result of the one on the right. Just all around. So we'll see if we can do something similar tonight. This is the Wizard Nebula NGC 7380. So we'll try doing similar thing tonight on another target. Now I have the Helix Nebula. Did I actually start that one? I think I started that one. And I don't know. Let's see, the Wizard Nebula. This was all done on Monday. When did I do the Helix Nebula? No. Yeah, see, this one ended up I ended up doing it after the live stream, or trying to. And this one ended up being a little bit more challenging because I ended up having to crop the image a lot. And when I did the star removal, it ended up just creating weird holes. So I think I need to be more selective in the subframes that I use in this stack, and I'm not sure if I want to do that tonight, because the problem I ran into was, I mean, the ultimate problem is the Helix Nebula is pretty low, and my light pollution is pretty bad, and so the quality of the images isn't great. So I just accidentally locked the screen. So we probably won't do that. Actually, one I might want to consider. Did I actually started messing around with working on the Pac-Man Nebula. So maybe I'll do that tonight. What would be another target I could try? I didn't try Bernard. See, I don't know if that one, how well one's going to work. That's a dark nebula, and it might be kind of challenging. Maybe we'll try that later if we have time. So let's see, 2903. That's the out of telescope stack of, or no, it's a stack of stacks. Yeah, see, I think for some of these smaller targets, I would want to run drizzling. But with the new version of Siril, the dev version of Siril, the problem is it has that bug, so I don't really have enough space. I mean, this was 1900 exposures subframe, so drizzling that would just take I don't know, over 100 gig of space, I'm sure. So it might be the Pac-Man Nebula. That might be the one that I start. Although I say that, but then I had done a simple process of with just Graxpert of the Spider and Fly Nebula. And I wonder, that might be actually an interesting one to try first, to see what I can get out of it with this tool. So that image you see right there is actually a stack of stacks. Excuse me. So I have a series of stacks. I had 4 imaging sessions of this target, and well, some of these are pretty bad, but like they're all pretty similar in alignment. But I just took the 4 stacks from the Seestar and then stacked those, and then it's just simple processing and got that. So maybe we try that and see what we can kind of get out of it. So let me go start up Siril, and I'll have to use the beta, or the previous production release, because the latest production release still has an issue with disk space. So new. I just want to make sure I get the right version of Siril, because I have like 6 versions of Siril here. I have like 3 different betas, 4 different, or I mean alphas, and I have 1.23 and 1.24. So I'm going to run it on 1.23. And then, yeah, and it wants me to update because it's like there's a newer version. It's like I can't run the newer version because I'll have problems. So let's try to bring this back on this. All right. So actually what I'm going to do real quick is make a different directory. Today is the 8th. I'm just going to move Spider and Fly over to today. We said we're also, I might do Bernard 369 and maybe Pac-Man. So we'll play it by ear. So let me go. First thing I want to do is stack all the Spider and Fly frames I have here. So the subs and go and just run the script. Now, one thing I did, we'll see how this works, but I've actually been running kind of, this one's just the more or less the default Seestar Siril script that's out there. I have a variant where it's more relaxed as far as the number of stars it matches. And some of the bigger sessions I ended up having to do that version, but we'll try it with the default and see how much it matches. So 900 photos, so I'll let it go and I'll take a sip of water. One of the things I did an experiment with while I was trying to go live was one of the one of the people, a viewer who's often on the stream, we were kind of messing around. I was messing around trying to see if I could connect to his telescope remotely. And I've done some little experiments, and I've done, I did a contrived experiment on stream, but I was trying to actually do a truly remote telescope. And there were some problems with the imaging system, but I was able to actually unpark the telescope and start it up. I mean, it was powered on, but I was able to kind of send it commands and started imaging. But it was daytime at the time there. But I need to work on it a little bit more. There's some patches for the imaging system that I've been meaning to submit or get merged into the code. And once that happens, I might try that test again. And that would help on these nights like tonight where I have no clear skies. Yeah, that's I'm looking forward to being able to do that, because then if I could, through different methods have, or it could just be kind of, and it wouldn't even have to be on a day where it was clear, problematic here. Like for a very brief moment before my network kind of completely flaked out, I was able to have my 2 telescopes and his remote telescope in SSC together. And so if I could kind of get that working, then we could, I could really do that, no matter what. I could have, I mean, even if the skies aren't clear, I could have a different remote telescope. And so we could even do things like side by side, Bortle 9 and Bortle, anything better. So yeah, something something to try another day. This is kind of taking a while, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And if you haven't liked the video, and you want to see more, or if you just want YouTube to recommend future videos, especially the live observing ones, don't forget to like the video, because it does definitely help. Because it's funny, I'll see like the likes go up, and it's not that that's not the goal. It's more about like I'll see the likes go up, and then a bit later I'll see a few more people join the stream, and I think I believe I'm pretty sure it is related, so it does help. But yeah, I'm definitely, all this cloudy weather has been kind of frustrating, but that would be, yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of ideas of things I want to implement with the remote telescope, so definitely will be something to try out. All right. Chugging along. Jeez. Well, and then it's got to stack it. So yeah. So it's got to go through compute normalization, and then once it actually starts stacking, that's when the memory will blow up. Let's see, what else? There were some other things I wanted to bring up. Okay, yeah, this was the video about the what's in my image, which we'll be looking at today. Oh, this was cool. I'm gonna mute this, but why does it always have to have ads? Come on. I need to get what is it? The Google whatever, just to skip the ads. But it was on this one. Was this the one? It was basically, I'm looking for the interesting bit. Basically, was that it? No, that wasn't it. Or is that it? Basically, it was over a number of years, Hubble imaged a nebula, and they did a little time lapse of it. And okay, cheap the click back button, then forward to skip ads every time. Thanks, Cheap Astro, and hello. Thanks for joining. This is another photo processing live stream, not a oh yeah, here it is. It's another photo processing live stream, so it's not going to go on for hours and hours. So you might actually make it to, or it might be more doable to make it to the end of this live stream as well. Yeah, I think this was literally it. Like, yeah, that was the time lapse of basically the nebula kind of changing over 9 years, which is pretty cool, I thought, because normally you don't see deep sky objects kind of changing. They don't change very fast. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'll drop a link to that. Yeah, unfortunately. One thing I did say at the beginning of the stream, a viewer of the stream we were able to kind of test out, um, I was able to test out controlling his Seestar remotely. Um, the imaging was a little flaky, but there were some other things, and I think they were related. It was some patches I made that kind of allow remote. It's like this cross-site scripting thing. It's there were kind of some problematic bits, and I fixed it in the code, but it wasn't in the build he was running. And I think yeah, so once I sort that out, I think I'll be able to have live observing streams at least a couple times a week, no matter what. That's the ideal, at least. Just was looking at the amount of memory. Only 1.6 gig. That's not too bad. The Facebook group that the S30 uses the same AAP. You mean like the Wi-Fi on it? I am kind of interested to see how the S30 ends up working. There's at least a couple of people on who are on the live stream periodically that yeah, same app, yeah. So that would tend to mean that it's going to have the same commands, and it'll be, I mean, there's already stuff in the API that kind of like things that like settings or not settings but values, variables that wouldn't apply to the S50, like wide camera or something like that. So there was definitely that suspicion that it was going to be the same code, which makes sense. But it'll be interesting to see how it ends up being in practice. Hello, Chris. How's it going? Thanks for joining. And again, thanks for last live stream. But yeah, is that still chugging along? Yeah, no observing tonight. It was actually clear here very briefly, but then I looked at Astrospheric and I was like, oh man, because sometimes Astrospheric is wrong. And it was saying it was going to be like 50, 60% cloudy. And I'm like, do I chance it? Do I go ahead and try to get the telescope set up? And then just before I came up to start the live stream, it was completely clouded out. So, and not from my live cam. I was like, actually looked and I didn't see any, it was all pretty cloudy, at least over me. So photo processing it is. So we'll see how this goes. One thing while I'm waiting for this to run, I should at least start up Graxpert because I'll need that. I have the Seti Astro stuff running, so that is good to go. What other things? All right, let's go back to Siril. All right, almost done. And only using 1.6 gig of memory only. Not quite as bad as some of the other targets where it would use, all right, 11 minutes. Wow. 12 nights since I saw a star. Yeah, I saw some stars. It was very frustrating. Last night I had set out the telescopes hoping to go live because there was like theoretically it was going to be clear, and I was able to start imaging one target, but there were kind of intermittent clouds, so the telescopes were having a hard time getting aligned, and then I forgot. I was sidetracked, and when I went outside, everything was like completely clouded, and I had noticed that the rejection rate was like 70%. So that stuff was probably garbage. How long will it be tonight? I mean, I'm just doing photo processing, but it could be a couple hours, yeah, I mean, I have a way of, I mean, it took 11 minutes just to stack this one, and I was going to do possibly two others, and I haven't even gotten to the rest of the processing. Um, so yeah, we'll see. Okay, Graxpert. So I am going to load this. I'm going to process these in Graxpert, or the stack. And actually, before I process it in Graxpert, let's go ahead and I want to look at it, see what it looks like. It stacked, it was 900 frames and it stacked 700. So that's probably okay because there were some bad frames in there. So auto stretch, yeah, this definitely will have some gradient to remove there. So let's try that. So in Graxpert, yeah, that kind of, those artifacts kind of bother me. But yeah, let me crop it first. Yeah, I don't want to over crop it, but that looks reasonable. And then background extraction, this should make a big difference. All right. I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, that cleaned it up. I mean, it's noisy, but yeah, I went from this to this. Yeah. Now I just need to, I'm going to go ahead and denoise it. And I tend to, because I don't know, I feel like with the skies I have here and stuff, I end up doing a pretty strong denoise, at least in Graxpert. And this is going to take a while because, yeah, I don't know. This is where I need to maybe I was thinking about this, about setting kind of like, you know, Patreon type goal of you know, or for the new year, kind of like Patreon and membership and promoting that more, saying like, you know, it would help me get a Windows computer. Nothing too outrageous, but something faster than this for some of these tools. And also to be able to test out. I mean, the biggest thing is being able to run the Windows astronomy software, or just things that like the Graxpert, the maintainer of Graxpert, he was saying that, like, I guess no core developer on that has a Mac, so it's definitely less supported, or will have these weird bugs that I guess aren't on other platforms, like that disk space bug. But yeah, maybe like I say, maybe I should do that for the new year. Have that as kind of a Patreon goal of like what your support helps make happen faster. What Windows processor? I mean, what you mean? What kind of thing? I was probably going to get like an AMD with some lower end NVIDIA card. Nothing, nothing too outrageous. Not getting a 4090 or 4080 or anything like that. Because those cost as much or more than how much I was planning on spending for the whole computer. I mean, I don't do games. I don't play games. Not because I don't like it. It's just because I'm terrible at it. So I tend to not do gaming. This cleaned up pretty nicely. If you look at our original, massive gradient and denoised, and I probably could have cropped this on the side here, but I'm going to leave it and just chance it for now. And like I did last time, I end up suffixing the what I did with it. So I want to note that I also did noise reduction here. Just double checking before I hit save. Okay, wait, did I? Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so that is done. So now, I believe what I want to do is, it always looks bad in the auto stretch. I think what I want to do now is the star separation. I think that's what I want to do now. Oh, right. What I might actually try doing is, at the risk of complicating things, but that's what we do here. We complicate. That's my MO. I complicate things. I'm going to actually try, probably doesn't make a difference, but I'm going to run the latest version of Siril Alpha /dev just because I want to try it out. I want to do as much as I can in this version, but whether or not that ends up backfiring, we shall see shortly. So spider and fly, subs, open, and this is the Graxpert file, and it looks fine. Part of the reason why I did that is because like the menu options are different. I'm like, I'm not going to do this to myself. I'm going to do as much as I can in this tool, just to so I kind of work on a muscle memory in this tool. Now, do I want to pre-stretch linear image or leave it alone? Because sometimes I click this and sometimes I don't. Oh. Do I? Maybe. Never mind. I don't think I even have. Do I even have the it's not the tools miscellaneous? Oh, I don't have it set up. Never mind. I'll go back to the other version. I'll go back to the stable version. So let's go star processing, star net removal. Thinks about it for a bit. You run cosmic clarity. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. It's thinking. So once this finishes, I will. Okay. Oh, I should do color calibration first. But color calibration. Yeah. Yeah. But see, the thing is that gonna, because I already, well, let's see what it does. Let's see. Nope. So I got a force and downsample. Nope. What is the spider? Spider is, look at me, just, whoa. I still had a YouTube going in the background. Spider nebula is spider. Which ones? Okay, I see NGC 1931. So let's see an NGC 1931. Actually, can I get metadata? Can I find this? Can I? It is not happy. It's not having it. Yeah, it's not having it. So I'm going to skip that right now. Or let me try one more thing. Do I want downsample, auto crop, nomad? me go back to the, try to change the star catalog. Let me try that. Oops. What was I thinking? Color calibration, photometric. Okay. From the Nomad to the APAS? Oh, it's an online one. Okay, we'll try that. Nope. See, the thing is, it's not completely the spider and fly. It's maybe I'll try IC 417. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay. Actually, you know what? This might be a good opportunity to try out this new tool, at least to try to plate solve it. So we'll go load up the Seti Astro. What's in my image? Let's load from Astro Photos, Spider and Fly subs, and this one. Okay, open. So, let me see if query Simbad, zoom out. Let's try. Okay. So shift click. Failed the query. Oh. I'm just having a bad time all around here. Executing a SQL query. What? Hello, Seiko? Yeah, the image isn't. I mean, should I? Does it need to be stretched? Because like, I don't want to. I don't want to stretch it before I do the star. Or should I do the star separation and then do the photometric calibration on the starless image? Because I don't always, just kind of trying out new workflow. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should do the star separation first and then do the photometric color calibration. I could do a manual color calibration. Yeah. I'm just, I feel like it should be able to, that there should be enough signal in there for it to photometric color calibrate. Let me go. Let's try something more. Let me go look at Stellarium, or I could skip it. Yeah, I mean, but see now it's like it's the principle of the matter, you know, that I'm on a mission now. I'm gonna try one more thing, and if that doesn't work, I will abandon mission here. Okay, so let me find. I was hoping to find something kind of in between that's like, but maybe that's too much. Oh, maybe I was looking. Let me do IC 417. Maybe I was using the wrong thing. No, that 417 is what it was. And pixel size. But see, I cropped it a little bit. A lot of times when I crop it, it ends up kind of losing its Manual detection? Background reference? Let's try that. No. Manual detection? Okay. Yeah. Put back on Nomad. Match stars in the catalog. Because a lot of times when I do the down sample, it'll end up. Actually, you know what? Maybe if I do this. Manual detection. Oh. Use current selection. I think I've done this before. Nope. Let's try this again. Do this. And then use current selection. Oh. Am I sharing data in Discord? I should. Let me go to Discord, which that's a good segue of mentioning Discord. I wonder, should I just go ahead and create a new channel for live streams? I think I'm going to do that just because sometimes it might not make sense otherwise. I'll call it live streams. All right. Cool. Live stream 2024-08. Okay, cool. Let me, I'm just going to dump this image that I have that is not, I'm going to just put, this is the, that is the file that I'm trying to plate solve, and it didn't work, but so I'm just going to move on. I'm going to do the star processing, star net removal. Now, do I want to pre-stretch or not? Do I want to pre-stretch or not? That is the question. Because I've done it both ways. Mostly I would do pre-stretch linear image, but I'm not sure how, if the Seti Astro stuff has a problem with that. So any strong opinions on that? On pre-stretch or to pre-stretch or not pre-stretch when doing the star separation? Actually, that's one thing that should get added to this tool is to be able to remove. I need to try this halo beacon. Let me go look at this. You pre with upscale. I'm not sure if I'm going to go that far. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the upscale. Or does it still produce a same size image? It's been a while since I've used that. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to, actually, let me go. Yeah, never mind. It doesn't matter. I will do star net removal, pre-stretch. Oh, hey. Hello, Trashy Panda. Greetings. Glad you could make it. Yeah. Thanks for joining. Okay, just better stars at the end. Okay, we'll do that. So we'll do the upsample. Pre-stretch, generate star mask. And let's see how it goes. Yeah, because I've sometimes I have mixed results with things, but it the positive about this is getting real-time feedback. And that reminds me, I need to make a note of that. We need to do like a maybe before Thanksgiving a astronomy kind of a group photo processing live stream. Because yeah, like using Discord, people can share stuff on Discord, and then I can live stream it. Because I think, especially what I find, especially what I would find, what I personally would find interesting about it is seeing people who use other tools like PixInsight, but also people who just have much better skies, and seeing what results they get. Okay, okay, so that is done. So now that that is done, what do I want to do now? I want to go in here and load up the Starless and start fiddling around with it. I think that's what we want to do. Yep, zoom out. Yeah, I might have to crop a bit more from the edges, but at this point I'm going to leave it. Too dark. Now the one thing about this area, so if I go look at, let's bring this up. A lot of times I like looking at other people's rendition of it. This was literally just the first match I got. So of course it's rotated, but I just like seeing that to be able to tell that, like, if some of this is actually nebulosity and not just bad noise, and it is indeed nebulosity. Although it looks like there should be kind of nebulosity going off on each side, but we have what we have. Let me just crank it up. I'm just curious. Okay, no, there's not enough data to really do much beyond a certain point. Oops. All right. So I'm going to try a quarter. Yeah, and then normalize. Did that do anything? Sometimes some of these things, it's not always clear that it's doing anything. Yeah, that doesn't seem to really do much. Oh yeah, wait. Yeah, that didn't really do much, but apply curves adjustment. Let's boost this a bit. Yeah, that I like that when it starts making it a bit brighter. Let's see what it does there. Yeah. Although it's bringing out like more noise, but it's just, well, I don't know about if it's noise per se, but yeah, I probably should have cropped it more. Not probably, I should have cropped it more. It's kind of, this is the breaks of being in a bad Bortle 9. So, you know, if you have much, there's a good chance that you have much darker skies, so you should be feeling pretty good about what you end up against. I'm not a fan of all this. I feel like it didn't, yeah, I feel like it didn't remove enough of the gradient. Because like all this junk. Oh well. Yeah, I think there's a limit to how much that can be done here. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the problem is I ran it through before, but a lot of times, sometimes at the very end, I'll end up doing kind of a denoise, or not a denoise. Once I get it back into Siril, I'll do a green noise removal. Let's see. Let me just see what this looks like. I just want to make sure I'm not overdoing it. Yeah, it's okay. Oh yeah, no worries. It was in there somewhere. Okay, I'm just gonna go with this. I don't know. I want to move on to some other targets, and this one just seems kind of dim. But let's see, make sure that this is okay. Stretched, fine, stretched. I'll do. Oh man, no. See, one thing I ran into with this is I've got to save it, and I got to make sure I name it. The last time I did it, it saved it as like a TIFF file, so I need to make sure I specify the type. Okay, so that, I'm going to try the star stretch. I feel like that produced okay results last time. Star mask, yeah. Let's see, zoom in. Yeah, that actually looks nice. Yeah. Remove green. Maybe I don't want to be too light on the stars. Yeah, maybe I'll go with that. I'm just, I'll, yeah, yeah, the, yeah, yeah. Like I say, I might end up, I'm kind of getting to the point where I got reason, I was pretty happy with the results on the Wizard Nebula, but some of the other stuff I was kind of like, maybe I was rushing, or you know, didn't quite produce the results I wanted. Actually, I'm curious. Yeah, I'll leave it at that, and we'll see. I'm having low expectations about this already, but we'll see. Oh, of course, the dialog popped up on a different monitor. Starless. That green is just, it's going to bug the heck out of me. One way I can tell when I'm looking at old files, I'm just going to apply it. When I can tell when when I kind of gave up on an image, because I'll have saved the fit file, but I haven't done anything else with it. So maybe I'll see if I can do something with this. Let me remove green noise. This is just terrible. I think the problem is I didn't crop it nearly enough. So I'm just, yeah. Oh wait. Yeah, no. Yeah, the modeling is bugging me. Although, I mean, this part, I don't mind. I don't mind that part. Like, I don't mind this part of it. I mean, even though it's a tiny crop, but yeah, no, I know. Yeah, the script isn't selective. Now, that is actually an interesting point. Let me do something here. Let me try something. Since you mentioned curves. No, I mean, again, the problem is the conditions are so challenged, and I think a lot of the problem is a lot of the spider and fly uh, subframes I took right as it kind of went above a roof, so it was still fairly low, probably too low, but it was kind of later in the evening, and so yeah, I mean, I was kind of, yeah, I don't know. What was I going to do? Oh, one thing I wanted to go ahead and do is, you mentioned curves. I'm just going to play around with this because I had some positive, some negative experience with this. So let me try. Um, I'm bringing up the dev version, and it's not going to replace a photo editor, but I want to just mess around with. I'm going to mess around with. I'm going to look at the sus file first. Okay. This is in the alpha version. And I wanted to look at the curves. Yeah, because you can actually mess around with the curves separately in Siril dev now. So I could kind of, yeah. So I could do weird things like that. Oh, interesting. Nope. Which I feel like could be helpful. Now, if they would just also, oof, what the hell did I do? Now, if they could just add like some kind of masking, that would be great too. Like being able to like, yeah, no, I know. I was just messing around with it to begin with. I really did know. I did. Actually, what I wanted to do then was load up the stretched starless that had all this green, um, and see what I could do with it. Actually, should I do green removal first? Let me try green noise removal first, and then if that doesn't, eh, do I want green removal? Because I think that, yeah, I want green removal. Yeah. No, yeah, I was just kind of messing around with it. And so then I was kind of curious. Actually, let me try putting the green back. And I want to see what would happen if I do the curve and shut off. Wait, pull it down here. Probably not as, no. Let me remove the green here. I feel like I also need to pull down the blue because I don't feel like this target really has that much blue, at least on with a natural palette. Like it's all, like it doesn't feel like there's much blue there. Yeah, I guess if you're doing, that's probably like, yeah. But for the way I captured this, I don't feel like it should have blue. Done a dirty process in live stream. Yep, pretty much. Especially when your data is down, is dirty. Doesn't help. Is it? Do I? Yeah, okay. I haven't actually messed around with this that much. Oh, I guess oof. I guess I had to wait a little bit for it to respond. Yeah, Hubble palette doesn't count. Yeah, and I'm not I'm not going to do a faux Hubble palette. Not with. I would do a Hubble palette if I was actually using the right. I would do it with the Seestar if I had the right filters, but I wouldn't just kind of synthesize it. I know some people do it and it's fine, but I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Let me see what you did. What did you did? Let's bring this up. Discord. I don't see it. Is it just my Discord is? Oh, hi. Hi, Trashy Panda. See you joined the Discord server. For some reason, I'm not seeing. Oh, I see it. It took a while to load. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's. Yeah, I mean the problem is ultimately it's just the data. The data is painful. Um, so um, let me see what I can do here. So just trying to pull down the blue a little bit. Made it. Let's see. What I would like to see with this is kind of like when you do the other stretches, and it'll show you the current or the original value and then the modified one. I would love it if they had like kind of a if they somehow could show both of them when you're messing around with it, because like yeah, you do weird things, and it's like I feel like it's like I have to maybe add a thing there to try to pull it down a bit without making it look weirder. You explain linear. Maybe I just do linear. What is that? If I pull it. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with that. Yeah, I don't know. It's been so long since I haven't used a photo editor in my workflow in forever. I'm just not. I always end up like overcorrecting and end up shifting the wrong to a different color. I'm just not thrilled with any of this. Yeah. 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 I mean that the problem is the gradient is just horrific. And like I say, a lot of that was because it was shot too close to the horizon. But let me see. I'm just kind of curious. Oops. Let me see. All right, for this time of night. Yeah, see, it's still pretty low. Yeah. See. Yeah. It's not until like 11 still where it's at an elevation where I'd be happier with it. So maybe I'll get some more data on it um, in a few weeks. Wavelets. Remind me where wavelets are. Or is that even in Siril? See, this isn't thrilling me. Wait, what is this? Oh. Oh, okay. That's just the grid. Doesn't help me, actually. What is this? what would this do if I pull this down a little bit? If I pull this down a little bit. What is it doing? Just not thrilled with. Oh, it does actually change the curve. So when I reset it, oh no, it doesn't. I thought it actually modified the curve. Image process. Wavelets is lunar planetary. Tro wavelets trans. I think I might. Let me just try doing the blue just a. Not sure if I'm thrilled with this. I swear I have better luck editing audio than this, than these curves. I feel like I've made it worse. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Oh, that did look better. No, I was hoping it would actually constrain it, but nothing that fancy yet. Let's see. I feel like that's no, just a little bit. Maybe take some of the edge off. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. Okay. By blue's bottom left corner. Come on. Stretches, curves. Let's go blue. Oh yeah, see look, it's trying to, it's a spline I'm trying to. Am I doing something wrong? I have it in preview mode. Oh, right. Yeah. So, um, the wait, uh, like that, but then it made it yellow. You're talking about moving it down here? Yeah, okay. See, then it makes it yellow. So do I need to then do that on green? Eesh. Wait, what? Right. See, I'm not sure if I am understanding what this is doing behaviorally. Because I moved this. Maybe I need to apply it then? That's what I was doing wrong. Okay. So let me do it with the same thing with this. Yeah. That's what was throwing me. I mean, this is Siril, so. Right. Right. Yeah. The mids, yeah, highlights and low light. Yeah. Okay. See that I did that with both the green and the blue, so maybe I need to do it more with the blue again. And then the green again. No, no. Nope. Still, I feel like there's this green or the yellow green. Maybe I just need to get more of the blue gone. Blue be gone. Hmm. Come on. Groovy. Now I can post it on Facebook. I feel like I've overdone it now. I feel like a couple steps ago was better. Yes, yes, we are. Oh, and if you enjoy this wild ride, please don't forget to like the video. Yeah, like yeah. Let's see how much we can make our eyes hurt with this image. Oh my God. We'll call this uh, what is it the you have the Hubble palette. What could we call this? The trouble palette. It's a bunch of trouble something. The the Hate Ashbury palette. I don't know. Some artist maybe. Some go with some crazy. See, I'm conflicted because I feel like if I go, then it starts getting weird. But maybe a little bit here. Actually, what I need to do. Let me back. What I need to do is I need to do it with both blue and green simultaneously, I think. Let me try that. Do I want to do it with, this was with the green removal. Maybe what I need to do is, yeah, right. Yeah, I wasn't even looking at the clipping. I imagine it was pretty brutal, I imagine. Yeah, that wasn't too bad, clipping wise. I've done worse. I usually try to not clip at all. Okay, see, that's interesting. I'm doing it with blue and green right now, but what I need to do is go ahead and remove the green noise first. Okay. And so now let me try doing the curves a bit. Curve transformation. We'll just do what point do we start clipping? Okay, we clipped right there. Like, yeah. Yeah. Oh. Hello, Stephen Fox. Thanks for popping in. You're on a short break from water blasting the house. You mean you're like spraying it down with like pressure washing it or something? Um, so yeah, so that actually doesn't look. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah. Nice thing to do on a weekend. cleaning up. Well, especially heading into spring and summer. See that actually, I feel like, and I'm gonna crop out some of this, although some of this seems like I barely clipped. Let me apply that. I'm actually not hating this. Yeah, see, I think maybe I just leave it at that. I'm not thrilled with this down here and here, but I'm actually kind of liking the drama, as it were, of this. I don't know. I don't know. Let me save this. So with curves applied, grooves, green, NR, and curves. Let's save that. Now, where was that, just for grins, where was that wavelet? I just want to try it out. Even if it is normally for planetary. Does it even have it? Oh, yeah, right there. What does this even do? Does it do anything? Do I have to adjust layers? What happens? Oh, okay. Oh, brutal. Obviously, you don't. Speaking of wild ride, imagine with that other color, that kind of, yeah. So obviously, oh, that's funky. Obviously, whoa, what did I do? Obviously, these things need subtle adjustment. Okay, make sure you zoom in. Okay, so, oh hey, hi, welcome back. And I'm still actually on the first image, so we just kind of went through some odd detours. Although, yeah, deep deep fried nebula. I like that, deep fried nebula. I mean, everything fried, right? It's the American way. And speaking of the American way, perfect segue. Like this video, please. It's Friday. I had a long day. See, what does this do? Is it like adding? See, I don't even know what it. Okay, oh, sorry, I missed that part. 1.05 to maybe 1.3. So let's bring it down. I'll split the diff. Well, not quite splitting the difference. Let me make it 1.1. Yeah, no, unfortunately, hello Cosmic Ray. No, unfortunately it's cloudy here, so I'm just going through the backlog of stuff I've imaged on previous live streams. Actually, most of this was on previous live streams. Right now it's the Spider and Fly Nebula. Okay, nothing on the sixth one. So let's see. Doesn't seem to be, is it doing it? Is it changing anything? Let me zoom out. Yeah, see. Let's reset this. Yeah, it does. I can tell. 1.1. have to click execute. Yeah, let me reset and go 1.1. I'll just do 1.1 for all of them. Right, right. Missed that little detail. And let's try execute. Oh, that's interesting. It. Did it do? Did it do anything? It's weird. Okay. Okay. So this is at the beginning. Yeah, there is. I was looking at that. Oh, yeah, manual focus. Thanks for reminding me. That's one of the big major feature gaps with manual focus. I mean, I don't need what do you call it? Stars. I don't need a clear sky to be able to work on the manual focus. So I'll work on that this weekend. I have a bunch of changes to the imaging system that will make it more stable. But the focus is definitely something. Like usually I pick a bright star, but if you're imaging a number of targets, that would be kind of inconvenient if you're not getting good focus in between to have to go to a bright star. And then anyway, yeah, okay. Thanks for reminding me of that. I'll look at that this weekend, honestly, because that is like a major gap. And I'm talking about, of course, the ALP software. This is something they added. This is something that what do you call it? That they added. And unfortunately, I can't. That ZWO added, and it's such a hassle because like it doesn't really benefit. I feel like the cases where it's useful are like orders of magnitude less common than the cases where it just ends up making life more difficult. And I don't think I can pull this up in here. Ah, what the hell? Yeah, I can't. But like there was a command, one of the commands is actually to try to take control um from guest mode, but yeah, it's just it's annoying. Okay. Okay. I have not gone over to the 331 firmware yet. I'm still running an old version. I definitely should. What am I looking for? Oh, I was going to. Wasn't star processing. I kind of. Yeah, sorry. I'll do 1.05. I'll do 1.05. Do a real subtle. I didn't do it. I didn't execute. Let's try this again. Okay, execute. Apply. Unfortunately, they don't make it easy. I think I think if you have an old version of the Android app, you can like there's a way you can send an old firmware to the Seestar, I believe, and it will roll it back. But then you have to make sure you have an old version of the app, because if you're using the iOS app, it'll refuse to talk to it. It'll be like, you need to update. But if you have an old version of like the Android app, then you can run the old version of the Android app corresponding to the old firmware. And the factory reset does not do that, unfortunately. And then even if it did, you still run into the issue where the app will want to update it. So yeah, it's which is part of the reason why I didn't update mine, because I just didn't want to have to go through trying to roll it back if I needed to. But we can talk offline about. I mean, are you using iOS, or do you have any Android devices? Because if you have Android devices, it is possible. I think I'm going to save this as is. So I did curves, and I did the, what was it? What is it called? Going back, looking at deep. Okay, the wavelet. I just call it wavelet because I'm not going to type the other thing. Yeah, I'm guessing you probably get the new one, and even then, again, you run into the same issue where if you download the latest app from either the Play Store or the iOS App Store, it's the one that has this functionality. Okay. So save this, and should I go ahead and let me try to recompose this. Let's see what this looks like recomposed. And then maybe I'll crop it again. And wait. Did I save that? I did save it. Yeah, I saved it. I don't. Oh, maybe because it's the alpha version. It's getting confused. But let's go ahead and star processing, star recomposition. Yes. Okay, that. And I want to pick the one I just did, which thanks to my annoyingly long file names. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. See, the problem is with iOS, yeah, you really don't have a good path with iOS. I think there was somebody in the uh, like on one of the Discord servers where um, he had the iOS. He had typically used the iOS app, but he had an old Android phone or device or whatever, and he used that to kind of revert things, and then he just had to use that to um, control the telescope, which definitely isn't ideal. Curves, wavelet. Oh, actually, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Do wavelet, and then we'll do. Wait, I'm confused. I thought star mask stretched. Okay, okay. That's not terrible. Although this looks like an eclipsed sun there. Um, that would be almost the kind of thing that would be worth just fixing in a photo editor rather than trying to fix that. another way. See, apply, close. Okay, not, so let me go call this spider and fly, merged, and then I'm just doing this to like get some intermediate things. I'm just going to try to crop out this stuff in the bottom and crop. And see this, I feel like if I did this whole step again, or this whole process again, but doing drizzled, I think that would I'm laughing, sorry, because this totally looks like it looks like a little eclipse solar eclipse up there. Definitely not ideal, but let's try. What was I gonna do? I was gonna run it in cosmic clarity. Okay, all right. Good night, Seti Astro. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. It's very frustrating. I mean, because like they added the mosaic functionality, which is I've seen some decent results from it, but then this whole control thing is just really annoying. Yes, and you're probably right. 331. The only thing I can hope is if enough people complain about it, not even from an Alp point of view, but like if you have a tablet and a phone, it would seem to me to be annoying because like before I used Alp, I was used to just, I have my phone, I have my a tablet, and sometimes I'm using one to control. If I had both open and then I had to go like inside to like disconnect the app, the disconnect the tablet while I was standing next to the telescope doing something with my phone, I would be kind of annoyed, honestly. Or if I'd left it upstairs, that would be very, very frustrating. But maybe if enough people complain, they'll at least add an option. Because again, it seems like something that, yeah, it would be useful, but for maybe a few percent of cases for people, not, to have something on that's like always on. That just doesn't seem right. That just, I'm really actually kind of surprised that they didn't have a way of shutting that off. I'm really surprised. Okay, cosmic clarity. And all right, so what I need to do is, where did I run this the last time? There we go. So I am going to run this, and again, I'm not sure why it takes so long on my computer. Trying to move this window, but I'm not having luck. Okay. Hold on. It's like, problem is I get fancy with these windows and they're like, they don't have any. Let me try this again. Oh, my terminal crashed. That's why. It was acting up and then it just crashed. All right. While I'm trying to get my terminal running again, good segue. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. So let us go run Cosmic Clarity. And I have it right here. And I will find kind of our unified. This is the one that oh no, this one is the one I did, which the fit preview doesn't always look ideal, so I'll just copy this over to the input directory and wait for this to run. And once this runs, it should process into the output directory, and then I can start processing further. Actually, I don't think I'll have much processing left to do. I'll load it up, see what it looks like, save it out as a PNG, and then maybe move on to the next target. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Right. It popped up. So I had it set to both. Non-stellar sharpening. I think I ended up just using all of these as is. So I'm just going to go ahead and process that. And actually, this is processing something from last week. So now it's processing the spider and fly. And done. Wait. No. So this is done. Okay, that doesn't always look the way it's going to look. So let us go pull up Siril. And so black hole sun. So I'm going to save this as a PNG. This is the one before I ran it through Cosmic Clarity. And then I'm going to open this. Where's the Cosmic Clarity one? Sharpened. And then I'm going to save this out, and then I'm going to move on to the next target. Because we've definitely spent a lot of time on this one, but this was good. Okay, so let's try. Let me get this off screen. And I'm going to do, okay, so besides this black hole sun, which is just bugging the heck out of me. So let me go find, and then here's the Cosmic Clarity version. And oops, sorry. I have key sequences to try to move windows around, and I typed the wrong one. And do I have anything else I want to let me see. Let's load this in. So when I just initially stacked it and did the noise reduction, oops, and I do a light stretch, or that's just kind of a default stretch, we end up with, oh yeah. I mean, let me zoom in this. It's not to try to make it a little bit more apples. Yeah, look at that. Whoa. Getting whiplash here. Sorry about that. Well, let me zoom these out maybe. That would be easier. Yeah, look. I mean, given my bad Bortle skies, the modeling isn't ideal. And I'm sure with more data or in better sky conditions, it would be better. I probably could have put more stars in. I kind of didn't add many of them, as many back. But at least the nebulosity, I'm pretty happy with kind of how that ended up turning out. Yeah. Then the cosmic clarity version, just a little bit, bit crispier, yeah. Did some weird things with some stars, but nothing that could probably fix. Some of this is a bit overprocessed, but yeah, on the whole, definitely an improvement. I mean, given the source material, um, yeah, I'll give it a partial credit for that. I'm gonna dump, because since Seiko mentioned it, I'm gonna dump the processed, the non-cosmic clarity version of it in Discord. Milling it. Don't do that. Yeah, my hope is that they'll make it an option you can turn off. The other, because yeah, to be able to revert it is just a massive hassle. And it's definitely not a supported thing. Like you kind of have to fudge some things to do it. It's very annoying. And yeah. I mean, there's a whole nother philosophical thing about some of these things. Okay, so let's go on to another target. I might not be doing all three at this point. I might just do two, like the spider and fly, and then one other. I'm leaning towards Pac-Man Nebula just because it's much brighter, whereas the Bernard, I'm a little. I think that might be too much of a challenge. Although, let me just try stacking it. Let me just see how stacking it works out. I'll just do a simple. Actually, this won't work, but oh, I guess stacking does work. Nope. Nope, not enough space. So let me go bring up the 1.3, 1.2.3. So let me change the directory. I've heard of two camps. One, they've been able to work around it by like there's the command in Alp to like give up control, and then they, I guess, close out their app, and then they're able to get control back, I guess, after they do whatever they need to do with their phone. But then there's others who I think just avoid trying to do both at the same time because it just ends up being a hassle. So they either use their phone or use Alp, but not both at the same time. And really, at the end of the day, I mean, any gaps in Alp, we need to resolve. So one shouldn't have to use the app, because I like, for me personally, I so rarely use the app, but like there's definitely some gaps. Manual focus being one of the major ones. Another one that hasn't been a huge thing for me, but it's still kind of annoying, and I'm sure it's more annoying for other people, is that it won't automatically go to sun or moon when you go into those live view modes, or at least it doesn't even give you the option of doing it. Like that's definitely a major thing that needs to be resolved. Live. Okay, I'm gonna like I was saying, I'm just going to try stacking Bernard 369 just to see how it goes. And we'll see 960 frames. So hopefully that'll, and we'll see if the result looks interesting, I might go ahead and try to process it further. Otherwise, I'll leave it for another day or on a, not do it on a live stream. But yeah, that's being able to focus in Alp would probably that's important. Is there any other functionality that you find yourself, Cosmic Array, that you find yourself reaching for your phone, for the app to do? Because that would be the mosaic mode. I haven't used it because I haven't updated my app. I mean, I'm running a really old version, but from what I've seen, it can produce some good results. It isn't as efficient as kind of doing panels, but the results seem not too bad. And I've been able to process some data that was given to me in Siril, so I was able to kind of restack it and process it some more. I should probably do that again because I have some more data that I didn't do last time. I should do that another time because I wanted to ask the person whose data it is if they're okay with me showing. Not so much showing it, it's just like I would make it clear it's not my data, but just want to give people the right of refusal. Process Seestar mosaic. Yeah, because yeah. Yeah, it's particularly live view struggles. But to be fair, at least on my network, when I was having a lot of problems with it, even the app would sometimes struggle. Like it would sit there for a ridiculously long time before a preview would show up, and then sometimes it would just seemingly hang. Or it just had taken so long that it just wasn't returning. Or I got impatient. Maybe that was it. But there is a situation where I was actually thinking it might. I need to make a note about that. Okay, so that finished. It did process what? 4 frames? 4 frames. Are you kidding me? It processed 4 out of 960. Let me try that again. I'm just going to try that again real quick. That's what was it? Oh, I'm trying to remember where the drive is. Astro photos live 24/11/08. Bernard subs. Okay. Okay. I'm going to try this again. And I'm going to try it with the 5-star script. Interesting. Wow, that's a hassle. I mean, that just doesn't I mean, again, given that if you have two, like a phone and a tablet, like it doesn't feel like it feels like it was a feature they added that caused more problems for more people than it solved any problems for people. That's just what it feels like to me. Yeah. I really need to update one of my devices. I keep saying that, but maybe I'll update the one that has the sensor that's the most that I talk about, that has the most issues. Maybe I need to just bite the bullet and try that. Yeah. I'm very conflicted. But I mean, yeah. I'll probably have to do it eventually anyway. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna I might have to just bite the bullet and do it. I had debated getting a third Seestar, but I did see instructions on how, even if you can't roll it back through software, there was a way to roll it back, um yeah, a different way. But you still have to have an old version of the app, which again would just be Android. Okay, this seems more promising than the 4 frames before. Interesting. Oh, that's annoying. So it was, yeah. It feels like to me that yeah, whatever they were going for, it seems to have introduced more problems than it solved for the vast majority of people. Because really, I mean, what other features came out in that version? I mean, mosaic mode was already out, right? Like the version that added kind of the guest mode. Yeah, maybe I'll just go ahead and update the one this weekend. If the next live stream you see me and I'm very sad, you'll know it didn't go well. Um, oh, okay. That was the public release of Mosaic. Okay. So there were other features in there. And hello, Wiley Site. Thanks for joining. Hadn't seen you around yet. Um, but yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, I might have you Wiley Site, have you updated to the latest version, or are you still on like the 1.2 version of the app like I am? I can neither confirm nor deny that there are people with old copies of the APK. I've it there may be people out there who have it. I mean, it's not me. I definitely don't have it. Um, I don't think I do. See, I was gonna install it. Yeah, see, we had this Android tablet, and I don't know where it went in the house. Like, yeah, like I had to lend it, and then I was supposed to get it back, and I was going to use it for the Seestar, but I don't know where it went. This was like months ago. Maybe I'll look for it this weekend. um, if not, we have some other Android devices. Um, okay, yeah, that's pretty much where I am right now. That is really annoying. That is really annoying. Yeah, again, it feels like that this functionality they didn't fully work through. And it seemed like from what I recall hearing during either the alpha, beta, whatever, it seemed like it was a problematic feature then, and I guess the hope was that it would get fixed, but I guess not. Maybe it'll get fixed before they come out with before they ship the S30, because otherwise that could cause. I mean, if they're coming out with a less expensive telescope and then and end up selling more of them than they did of the S50, and it has this issue, they're gonna have to be dealing with even more uh, tech support issues and disgruntled users. Um, maybe not the thing they want to be doing. Also, maybe not the thing they want to be doing just before they release a new product to have an app that is kind of ticking off some people. But maybe. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I've heard that from others as well, that they were able to do the release and take control. Now, how do you now when you take control? Yeah, no TCW. Yeah, yeah. I've been on the forums, and yeah, it didn't. It seemed a little light. Um, but the when you so if the phone is running, are you able to take control from Alp without shutting off the app? Or do you have to shut down the app and then try to take control? Okay. So we'll see. We'll see what this ends up with. If this doesn't end up I'm guessing it'll probably be not so I'm guessing it'll be something that I'll just want to process some other day. Oh, okay. You can tell the app to release. That's annoying. Yeah. I mean, it's true, but like again, that's not a necessarily a common use case. Uh, oh, it's in advanced settings to release control. Yeah, see now I need to update my telescope, and then I can test it out. Yeah. I wonder how many images it ended up stacking. Out of the 960, 630. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, some of them may not have been, some of the subframes may not have been in kind of in the right position. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I just need to I get remote working, and then I can have I can deal with the problem without updating my updating my firmware. Yeah, exactly. Keep working. Well, but see, I was thinking of updating just one of them. My kind of my the B telescope, which is the one that has the weirder the sensor that seems a little off. Um, so it's kind of been my testbed telescope anyway. Like that's usually the one I update first anyway. Um, so yeah, maybe that's going to be guinea pig. And I had debated getting another telescope, or I mean a third S50. But yeah, I'm not going to do that. I think I'll just I want to buy a Windows computer, and I want to buy an Astro camera, and specifically a Windows computer for astronomy stuff. So we shall see. But let's see. Let me look at, while it's finishing up the stack, let me see if it's, oh, hey. Oh, nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah, if my standard plug for the Discord server, just doing that periodically. But yeah, it's maybe I'll do that over the weekend. Maybe I will update one of my computers not computers, one of my telescopes over the weekend. And I'll leave the other one on the old release. And it could also be interesting to have kind of being able to test, yeah, having one on a current version and one on an older version. Yeah, that's true. Which I had also thought about doing, but I think, again, I mean, I might get an S30 at some point, but I feel like I should have pre-ordered it near the beginning to get earlier in line. But yeah, I mean, that's a few $100 I can put to another Astro camera or something. Yeah, much to do. I think I would consider the S30. I mean, the S30. I mean, if I would go places, like, I mean, not camping per se, but like if you go camping or if you go somewhere where you're carrying some gear with you, like that could be interesting. The S30, because it's so much smaller, or it's just that much lighter, could be interesting. But so close. So we'll take a look at this, and then I think I'll go on and do the Pac-Man Nebula. Open. Let's see what the stack looks like. Actually, let me do the non 5 stars one that was like 4 frames. Okay, that's unimpressive. So let's do the, okay. Yeah, so I think I need more data for this, but basically there's, is it the Cave Nebula, I think, is over here, and there's kind of this void. Let me do the histogram stretch. You can kind of see it. It's like this area is a dark nebula, and then this is a nebula. So yeah, maybe I'll mess around with that. Not during a live stream, but maybe I'll just mess around with that and kind of share the results once if I get anything interesting out of it, or even if I don't, maybe I'll share that. Just say, hey, didn't work. So last, I think I'm going to do Pac-Man Nebula. Okay. I'd already done some, I'd already done some processing on this one, but I got some kind of weird results here. Let's go look at that. or not weird, but yeah, one of the things is that it kind of lost even what object it was. And so it just said object. Actually, that's not too bad. So let's see if I can get something at least that good. 2,800 images. I wonder how long that's going to take. Well, we'll get it started. So I'm just going to previous. Going to try just saving that. And I will remove the process directory. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you have quite the collection. I don't have quite as I yeah, I have like two I have two astrocams. One's mono and one's color, but they're all like eh, they're okay. Um, but I want to get like maybe a cheap cooled camera. I mean, cheap for a cooled one. I'm not talking about like the yeah, the $2,000, you know, ASI 2600. No. Um, Although that would be nice, but not part of the current plan. All right, so let us go. Did I change the directory already? Yeah, I'm on Pac-Man. So let's go ahead and kick off the stack. Now, let me look at what I'd done previously. 5 stars. So I think I'm gonna have. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to do 5 stars because I probably tried it without 5 stars, um, which is just 5 stars for registration instead of the default of 10. Um, so we'll see how long this runs for. 3,200 files. This might take a while. Yeah, for some reason, I am not completely surprised that they don't have any docs on it. Although they did have like some, not for guest mode, but they did have some stuff. Um, let's see. Zen. Wait, not Zen. Seestar S50 guest mode. Guide. Using for public outreach, but what if I don't want to use it for public outreach? Why did it change to guides and manuals? Is this even current? Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Unofficial guide. That's from June. So it wouldn't have the new features. No. Yeah, no, it's no. Nope, of course not. That's frustrating. Although yet not surprising. Anyway. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, so How many did it stack the last time? 2,800 images. That's pretty good. Wonder how long that's going to take. Because I honestly don't remember how long I ran it for the last time. Let's see. What else? Nope. I was just seeing if there was anything else. Tropical Storm Raphael. So this is the storm that is kind of out in the Gulf right now. Okay. Yeah, because we have a cold front. Like we're here, and there's a front coming through. And originally it looked like this hurricane was either going to go to the right towards Louisiana, or it was kind of going to go down to the Gulf of Campeche or whatever it's called down here. But it wasn't going to go towards us, luckily for us. But yeah, so that's still the case, and it's just going to spin down in the Gulf of Mexico and then kind of drift the remnant down towards Mexico. So, 70 miles per hour still. It was like 100 and something. I saw like 105 at one point, but I'm just looking through all of my links that I've opened to see if there was anything else I wanted to mention from here. For some reason, I did this homemade dew heater, a homemade dew control system. Oh, that's cool. I don't know why I had that open. Okay, YouTube it shows mosaic mode. Okay. Yeah, I mean there are some YouTube videos, but there weren't like, yeah. Okay, advanced mode, guest mode. Click it, and you can release it. Okay, screenshot in Discord. Thank you. Live streams. Hey, we're already using the live stream channel. I appreciate that. Let me open this up. Okay, here. See, if you go into advanced features in the settings, I actually haven't seen the screen, so I'm like looking at it. Oh yeah, the execute enhancement after go to. That was, I heard a lot about that one. That's annoying. That was annoying too. Save each frame, and then initialization, calibrate, skylightless, and then guest mode. And then, but wait, there's more. You also get another screenshot. Sorry, I'm trying to pop it open into a separate window. And so you have one controller, supports it, and then you can release, relinquish. Yeah, so there. Yeah, so it is, you can initiate it from the Seestar or from the app side, although it is kind of annoying. 3,000 images. I hate to think how long this would take if I had like, if I was like drizzling this. Like, how long would it take and how much space would that use? That would just be, I mean, as it is, how big is this directory? It's thinking about it. It is, yeah, the lights directory is 12 gig. But then because when it's processing, it ends up making multiple copies of the files, the process directory is 75 gig right now. So yeah. So drizzled, if I did a 2x drizzle, that would be, I guess, 4 times as much. So it would be 300 gig. Yikes. But yeah, thanks to Dark Shades for the information about the guest mode. Yeah. So it should be doable. It's just annoying that they kind of make you go through that hoop. And I don't know why I don't know. I guess no. See, it still would seem to me that the set of people who have so you have people with a Seestar and one device. You have the number of people who are using like they're using it at star parties or community outreach or whatever. And then you have the group of people who have more than one device. They don't use it at star parties. And even though the number of people with more than one device, uh, with more than one phone or tablet, would be less than the people who probably are using it with just a single phone, it still seems like it would be a lot more people than who are using it at star parties and community outreach. Like like order of magnitude kind of difference. So for that to be the default for again, single digit percent of cases just seems kind of unnecessary. Um, or at least something they should have given the option of turning off or just had it off by default, because really the people who are going to do community outreach can turn it on. Like they're in a situation where they're going to turn it on, or you give them the option of turning it on. But for everybody else, don't have it on by default. Just doesn't seem like a good idea. I mean, that's generally what you do with software. You don't design an invasive feature for a fraction of your user base. Ideally, you yeah, you just don't do that. I mean, software companies will do it sometimes, but it's just like you want to optimize for the most common user, not the least common user. I mean, sure, it inconveniences us, but it just seems like in general it's going to cause more headache, especially like someone said earlier, if you walk away, if you walk away from your telescope far enough and the connectivity is kind of iffy, and then like what happens then, like if you're, because I've had it before where my my like I'll kind of disconnect and then I'll end up with a different IP or something, like I've switched, and for whatever reason the wireless router, no, maybe I didn't have that happen, but still it just seems like a headache, like always potential headache. Anyway, this is chugging along. I think the next part will, the next, yeah. So then it's going to do the stack. And I can't remember. I remember processing one of these, and I don't know if it was on stream or if it was at some other point, and it was using like 14 gig of RAM. Maybe it was some, I don't remember what that was, but I was like, I mean, my laptop has more than that. Like it has 32 gig of RAM, but still I'm running other stuff on it, and I was a little concerned about it kind of causing issues. So we'll see how this goes. Because I'd like to get a good result out of this. That would be nice, of the Pac-Man Nebula. The problem is I don't know how some of the data is going to be. I have some good data for it. I mean, for my location at least, but then some of it this might be something where eventually I have to manually stack it and be a little bit more selective. I mean, I have 3,200 subframes. I could probably get away with cutting that down a bunch if the result was higher quality. Yeah. It's almost ready to stack. Almost. or not. How many frames did it? Come on. I hate that one. I can't scroll back without it. Oh well. It's insisting on staying at the end of the scroll. Yeah. So this is going to end up being... Oh, right. That was just... It was just doing the fine stars, and now it's actually saving the registered lights. So this will take a bit of time. Yeah, it's gonna be, it'll be over 100 gig. So that means, yeah, the drizzle would be like 400 gig, 500 gig maybe. Yikes. But I bet the results could be really good. But a lot of space. So let's check. Let's see. I wanted to see again what I did previously. Yeah, it ended up stacking out of the 3200, it stacked 2820. So it should probably do the same this time. I don't think I did anything differently. I should have probably just started with the stack. I think I actually have it. Yeah, maybe I'll do that next time, especially for these larger data sets. Um, Pre-stack them, because this is like the most kind of one of the longest parts of it, and like the least is going on. Yeah, okay. It's not convenient, but it is there. Okay, so at least it's potentially better to release. Yeah. Okay. So you do the setup on your phone because of the better GPS, and then, yeah. Yeah, seriously. Seriously. Yeah, I mean, that's, I mean, yeah, I remember with film, like, yeah, I mean, it was just also the cost of it. Like, you couldn't, but you definitely would think more sometimes before you take a photo. Hello, Chris. How's it going? Thanks for joining. What did you miss? Well, it's clouded here, so I'm just doing image processing again. I'm only on the second target for tonight. I did stack Bernard 369, but I'm not going to do anything with it tonight. But I spent most of the time on the spider and fly, and what was it? The kind of this was the, I mean, this isn't stretch. This is kind of the fits previewer. But then the final result would have been this one and this one. It did a weird thing where it made that star look like a black hole that I could probably fix up, but yeah, that took a bit of time. I mean, it's not quite where I would want it to be, but it definitely brought out, and there is actually nebulosity in around here, the spider and the fly, but maybe not this much. Some of it is probably artifacts. A lot of it's probably artifacts, but I just need more data. And this is kind of with the Seti Astro stretch, kind of like the other day, and then this is with cosmic clarity sharpening. So, yeah. So that was what was done up to this point. And then the Bernard 365, 369, I just Um, I just did kind of I haven't processed this all at all because I just stacked it because it's a dark nebula and I just wanted to see how it looked, and I think it'll just take more effort. Um, one thing I do, just thinking about doing more of this in the future, I think I do think I will, because usually I know what targets I might want to do ahead of time. I think I will try to do a drizzled one um, next time I have a cloudy weather and want to do one of these live streams. But I'll process. I have a script that does it. It's one of these. I have a few variations where it just does. This is a 1x drizzle. This does 2x with Gaussian and square kernels or whatever. I think that something like that. And then I have the 5-star and non 5-star versions of it. So because it takes so much space and time, disk space and computer time, I'll probably process a couple, maybe one of these Galaxy ones that I was looking at. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is more of a hassle. I mean, like we'd get it processed at pharmacies, um, a lot. Like when I was a kid, just for home photos. But then a lot of my stuff I started having done at a pro lab, um, like in the 90s, because I was shooting. I started. This wasn't for astrophotography. Again, I need to start another kind of technical, or I need to have. I need to have a channel. I have a channel that I don't use, but I should start using that for like old tech. Um, because like I'm just looking around to see if I can grab a camera, but yeah, I have an old DV camcorder sitting on a shelf up there. Actually, I don't think the camera's in there. It's not a Holga, but I have like a an old mechanical panoramic camera up there. I have some random stuff in this room, but yeah, I wish I was shooting a lot of pro film, so I would get it. I would get it. Um, yeah, funny stories behind that, but I won't get into all that today. But maybe for my other stream. But I would get pro film, and I would the kind that you would refrigerate because it was. I guess the premise was it was more chemically optimal to be shot immediately, whereas consumer film was formulated assuming it was just going to sit around for maybe a few months before it was used. So if you used it immediately, it wasn't necessarily at its optimal uh, level, but like pro film was at its optimal level. But because you didn't want it to age, you would store it in a refrigerator. And so at at my apartment, I had like a lot of film, like packs of film, um, in a refrigerator, and I shot medium format and 35 millimeter pro film a lot of slide, also a lot of print, Fuji, Kodak, film. Uh, there was a few times I shot some 4x5 large format, but I didn't really I didn't have any photo processing at home, and I just didn't want to have to mess with it. I mainly shot. I had a Polaroid back, and I used that. Um, and that was like the peel apart Polaroids, not the ones from the consumer ones that were out at that point. Anyway, um, but yeah, I would use these. I'd use these Pro Labs, and they were good, but expensive, and there weren't many of them around. Um, and now it's yeah, Photomat. Drive-through photomat. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I remember that. But like I say, I ended up by the 90s, I was using Pro Labs a lot. Um, I don't know why, but I think it was mostly because I was. Oh, that was one thing. Oh my God, that was that was that was. I think you would shoot astrophotography or some low light stuff in print format, and you take it to the 30 to the yeah, like the pharmacy or whatever where they had a photo machine, and it would automatically process it, and they would cut the the film. Some of you might know where I'm going with this if you had this happen to you. They would kind of cut the negatives, and they would do it right in the middle of a frame, and then everything was like every 4 frames it was just sliced in half. And it was, and I remember I forgot about this. I'm just now remembering this. You would shoot daylight shots at the beginning of your Astro rolls so that they would have a reference point if you did end up using one of those labs, so that they wouldn't just like butcher all your frames. Yeah. Like that happened to me once, and then I'm just like, yeah, that was a bummer. That's the kind of thing that happens to you once, and then you're like, yeah. And I wasn't, unfortunately, I wasn't set up to develop at home. I should have probably just bit the bullet and done it, but I did some. I have one some sitting over here. I had like a. Is it in here? No, it's somewhere else. I had like a kind of a what is it, a dark box where you could kind of unload film, and it had like two uh, sleeves you could put your arms in and kind of. I mean, you were doing it blind, but at least it was a light tight box. All this stuff I forgot about, and now I'm just remembering all of this. It was a hassle. It was a big hassle. Um, yeah, especially the one of slicing the photos. Yeah. And some of those places, when I would go there, if I had to go to one of the kind of places, I would ask for the photos. Like some of them, you could ask them to leave it uncut. Um, oh, nice, nice Eastman Kodak. That's awesome. I I forgot about Seattle Film. That sounds very familiar. I remember that, like vaguely. Now that you mention it, yeah, I remember that. I never used it. I don't think. Oh yeah, and now speaking of film, I remember shooting AGFA film a few times, and I actually got infrared film. I think once. Uh, yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, I got like T-Max and some AGFA black and white film. I mean that's one thing I did like about some of it, and it's funny because now in the digital era where you get people either doing stuff with filters or processing to try to recreate the kind of imperfections of both the cameras and the film back then. It's kind of interesting. I generally don't do it. Personally, I'd almost rather just shoot in film. I actually had this idea of, it's a crazy idea. I thought of getting like an old cheap, like, I don't know, 16 millimeter. I don't know how expensive it would be, but I think it would be cool to like shoot a YouTube video on film, you know, and then like, not film effect, but just film, and then get it digitized. I think that would be interesting. All right. Okay. Your grandfather used Seattle film. Cool. Yeah. Local company, mostly demolished. Yeah. 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 See, I never did that. The only time, true story, the only time, besides like some kind of quick development stuff we had at home, the only time I actually remember processing like traditional film, or like the way people traditionally would do it, of like in a kind of a chemical bath and hanging up the negatives. The only time I remember doing that was actually in college, and it wasn't for photography, it was for a physics class. And I think it was, we were doing stuff with radioactive, like, not a cloud chamber, but it may have been something like that. We were doing like something with radioactivity. So of course, I couldn't even have a normal photography development thing. It had to be something weird. Um, yeah, I think it was something. I forget what it was, but I remember having to like go into like the dark room for the in the basement of the physics building. Vaguely, I don't remember. Yeah. No, I mean, and that, I mean, that's, yeah, I mean, that's not unreasonable. And I remember like people, there was like a Pentax camera that a lot of people would use for like photography classes and stuff, because it was fully manual, like completely manual, like no battery manual kind of thing. And even then, I have a Canon somewhere around here, um, that has it's a mechanical shutter and an advance, and it has like a little kind of meter, wire meter, and I don't even remember if that's even powered, or if it's using some like photoelectric effect where whatever electricity it needs, it, since it's just moving a little needle. It was like an early, or maybe it used like a watch battery, I forget, but it was like an early 70s Canon body. And true story, I have some old, I have EOS lenses, but I have some FD lenses, and I actually have adapters. Um, I actually, I think, yeah, I think I have the adapters where I can actually put it on the Raspberry Pi camera. I can put my old Canon lenses, my old Canon FD lenses, and I can put my FD lenses on my digital cameras too, because I have an FD to EOS adapter and then an EOS to RF adapter, so I can actually run the FD, or maybe I got an FD to RF adapter. But yeah, I ended up getting like some adapters where I can run my old like there's this, yeah, I have like an old f1.2 Canon lens that um yeah, that I love that lens. I mean, I've never bought an f1.2 since, but I have like an old FD 1.2, and that's a nice lens. And I have a very wide angle rectilinear lens from that Canon made in the late 70s, early 80s that actually I didn't buy that one new, but I love that lens too. That one I've actually put it on one of my digital cameras, and I really like the result that came out of it. Um, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Shot on 35 millimeter, or like 16 millimeter or something. That would be awesome. I need to figure out how much it would cost, because of course if it's like going to be crazy amount of money, actually, um, let me see. Um, film. Oof, $220. Of course, I don't know how current that information is. No, process and scan Super 16. Build in 100-foot increments. Price per foot. Yikes. That would be expensive. Okay. Yeah. Super 16. Yeah. That's just crazy enough. I might do it. Or if not this channel, maybe the retro tech channel, just randomly like shoot with vintage stuff. I know people out there, I'm sure, do it, but I'd get a kick out of doing it. Nice. Yashika. That's cool. Cheryl Teague's Olympus. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I need to check that out. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I need to. And I need to update. Thanks, Cosmic Hooray, for joining. I do need to I mean, I do actually have my Pi sitting here, but because because the Seestars are off because it's cloudy, it isn't doing anything. But I need to also update to the latest firmware. I think I will. Okay. Let's see. Which video? This? No, I'm on the wrong video. Not this one, right? Which video? Oh, wait, sorry. I think that was not a, that wasn't a, that was a statement. Yeah. Yeah, misunderstood. Yeah. How's it going so far? We're talking about photography and how I'm gonna start filming YouTube videos on film. I think we've kind of, it's still stacking. It's finally at the last stage. So let me find this random. Oh, nice. Nice. Let's see. Let's see. Let me bring this. Sorry, I gotta find my right browser. No, let me ask you. Stop it. Hate these videos. Especially some of these videos. Oh my gosh. Wait, where did my browser go? Come on, man. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we shot a YouTube video about film formats on 35mm film. I'll drop the video link in here of a bootleg recording of a Genesis concert that was shot on 16mm. Nice. Nice. That would be awesome. I'm gonna have to watch this after the video because now I'm like super intrigued. Of course, if it's like prohibitively expensive, I don't think I'll do that. Although it would be funny, like, or just doing a, yeah. I don't know. Oh, nice. That's cool. I would have paid money for a Genesis concert. I like Genesis. I mean, to restore the footage. Man, this is taking a while, but it is like over yeah, it'll be over how many files are in here? Uh-oh. Interesting. 2820, which I think, yeah, that was the exact same the other day. Cool. But once this processes, we can, or once it finishes, I'm going to load it into Graxpert, do the gradient removal, noise reduction. One thing I need to, I've been having mixed luck with the cropping, where in the sense that if I crop out too much, if I crop too much, the stars are too big, and then like star removal ends up being weird. But maybe the key is doing the 2x upsample. But then, yeah, maybe that's the key, because otherwise I end up with some real weird, yeah, like I ended up with some problematic stuff. So and if I crop too little, then there's too much junk that when I do the stretch ends up messed up. So just the hazards of shooting terrible Bortle 9 in typically terrible conditions. Just feels like this part should be faster, but I guess, I mean, it's processing, say, 3,000 frames and 2 million pixels per frame. So it's having to chew through, 6 billion pixels and do mathematical operations on them, I guess. So I guess that's why it's slow. I'll give it that. But yeah, I think after this, I mean, who knows how much longer this will take, the processing. Let me check something here. I always, yeah, no, and I can see that. Chris contributed some data, Chris with a K, from his 4 or 5, Bortle 4 or 5, and it was so much cleaner than my data. It was just, I mean, it was great, but it was just like, oh, like I almost didn't need to remove any gradients. Like it was like there was minimal difference. It was just like it was rough. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, one thing I did notice is if I don't crop some of the noise out of the corner, it'll sometimes try to, like, if the noise is kind of black in the corners, like this, I found sometimes when it's doing the stretch, it ends up trying to pull that up too much. And so I'll end up with these weird washed out kind of kind of areas in the corners. And so sometimes it kind of like backfires. Or there was another one I did where I had done it twice, and one of the times I didn't crop out as much of that kind of junk in the corners, and the stretch actually didn't stretch as much. Maybe the noise was kind of whiter noise, but it yeah. So I'm always kind of conflicted about, like, I don't want to crop too much before I do all the processing, but other times when I haven't done enough, it just ends up junk. Yeah. Well, and you have less artifacts because you have EQ mode, whereas for me, I don't have that. Yeah, see, I need to start shooting consistently with my dew shield, because I have one and I don't consistently shoot with it. So I need to do that. Yeah. Yeah. But still, the result, like, the data was so much cleaner than the stuff I get. But again, I think Yeah, my skies are just bad. I mean, I literally have football stadiums with within um like a mile. I have a football stadium a mile from my house, and those things get lit up a lot, and a freeway. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe at some point I'll do an experiment with it on the roof, um, or something. But see, then, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much better it'll be with me because this one area I was thinking of where I could put it, there's literally some. I, I have views of like a skyline, not like a downtown area, but another kind of business district, and there's actually like some bright beacon on one of the buildings. And so it might not actually be any better up there. That this one area I was thinking I could possibly put the telescope. Yeah. Yeah. It's just cursed. Yeah, it's moving along at least. Yeah, I think from now on, whenever I have a big data set, I'll pre-stack it. I'll pick the targets ahead of time because I end up having to pull it off my NAS anyway, so um and that sometimes takes time. Yeah, the process directory is 141 gig. So yeah, drizzle times 4, it would be like almost 600 gig. Wow. And an even better reason to do it ahead of time. Like if I had two targets that I wanted to drizzle in the same night that had a lot of data, yeah, I'd burn up well over a terabyte. Yikes. Yeah. Yeah. For me, it wouldn't be the lights of my neighbors. It would be other lights in the city. Um, yeah. Yeah. I should do that. AB. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, for me it's just genuinely cursed. um but yeah. Oh well. Man, just takes I don't know, like how long does it take other tools to stack 3000 frames or almost 3000? Are they faster or is this just kind of normal when you have this much data? Like for people who use PixInsight out there. I haven't ever processed that this much in PixInsight. I'm just kind of curious. Um, huh, cool. All right. Let me check something here. Right. Yeah. I should probably do that. Kind of rough it up. That's true. That's true. That's true. It wouldn't be nearly as random uh if it weren't for these delays or these waits of stuff. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, then I don't feel so bad. I mean, I was just curious because, like, I mean, Siril, I mean, it's all written, I think, in C, so it seems, or C++, it generally, I imagine it would be pretty fast. Uh, Yeah. B3. Yeah. 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 Oh, that's cool. Rust-Oleum chalkboard paint. I had actually thought about getting some of that Muso black or something, whatever, that like super black thing paint, just for not just the dew shield, but for some other camera and astronomy stuff where I kind of wanted to um, reduce reflections or glare. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Large data set is darn is slow. Okay. I mean, this isn't super fast, but it is close to 3,000 frames. It's stacking. So um, I wonder if there's any way to like parallelize it some more or offload more of it to like the GPU. I mean, that could be interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't looked at the math enough to know how straightforward that would be. But if it could be interesting if you could GPU offload some of this. It's getting so close. Like, how long was this thing in total? Is this the same? Or was that the last stack? Okay. So I kicked this off. Wow, 50 minutes ago or so? Wow. But that includes like, yeah, registration and well, debearing, registration, and stacking. So, okay, that's good to know. Oh man, that's rough. That's annoying. Yeah, it is. It is ridiculous. But I was looking at like a little bit of it. Okay, chalkboard point. Fair enough. Okay. Went from yeah. Well, and right now this is running on a this is running on an SSD, but oh yeah, yeah, that's fine. Right. Sandpaper, free scrap. True. Yeah. 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 Oh hey, 50 minutes and 31 seconds. Yay. Okay, so let's see what it did here before I and of course object. Yikes. That I'm not thrilled with. This is fine. I can crop this out, but I'm not thrilled about this. Definitely not thrilled about that. Because I feel like, because if I crop too much, I lose some of the nebula, but oh well. Yeah. Yeah, spinning rest drives. Yeah. Um gosh. Oh, sorry, I drew a blank there. All right, let's go Graxpert. Graxpert the heck out of this. Load it. Okay. Oh, wait. Wait. Was there anything? No, I'm not going to do anything in. I'm just going to do this. This actually doesn't look too horrific. Wait. Oh, it's because I had histogram. Never mind. Okay. It's still not awesome, but it looks a little less scary in auto stretch mode. Fine. Yeah, okay, cool. Loaded, crop it, crop, crop. Okay. How much can I get away with here? Let's try this. I'm going to try this. Okay, cool. Background extraction. Yeah. No, no. Now, I mean, to be fair, it is an external SSD, um, but it is running over like USB. It's running over like Thunderbolt, I think, or USB 3. I mean, the read and write speeds are like a terabyte per second or something like that, close to it. Whatever type it is. Okay, that looks passable. Okay, well, that looks okay. Now I denoise. Hopefully this won't be too bad. I used the Siril, a variation of it. Basically, it matches on 5 stars instead of 7. I mean, instead of 10. But basically, it's the same thing. Save it as stacked. Then run pre-crop. Run. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Hmm. This denoise. I don't know why it always takes so long. Kind of frustrating. Gonna have some water while I ponder why denoising is so slow. I mean, I'm happy with the results. Don't get me wrong, but it's just it just takes longer than I'd like. Yeah, yeah. I think someone mentioned that last time that their Windows computer doesn't take nearly that long. Oh, hey, it finished. Oh, nice. Yeah, actually, that has happened to me too. I couldn't cancel out of it. I had to kill Graxpert. So let us save this. Uh, Save. Yeah, yeah, that's what I've. And actually, what happened? I had something where I had killed it, then I restarted it, and I was editing a file on the external drive, and I went to eject the drive, and it said a process was still using it. Like there was a Graxpert process that, like I guess it uses multiprocessing, and it was still hanging around even though it wasn't running. I mean, it was the one I think I had killed, and it like some part of it was still running, so I had to kill that too. Okay, so I have now run it through Graxpert. So let's open this up. Oh, and it also was noise reduced, but I didn't name it that. See this thing, that's what I'm like concerned about. Okay. Yeah. Usually I usually don't process that many images in a row, for better or worse. Um, so do we want to try doing the photometric calibration again, just to see if it actually works? Go figure, that actually worked. Now, do I like the result? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'll go with it. Uh, yeah, I'll try it. I'll go with it for now. And remove green noise. So remove green noise. Did that do it? That's subtle. I guess because I'd already done the photometric color calibration. Oh, right. That makes sense. Running multiple things in a row. I don't know. Do I like? I'm conflicted. I mean, the background is better, but I guess my concern is like, is it cutting too close? I'll go with it. That's fine. I'll go with it. So let's go save this as fat PCC green noise. Okay. And this is actually Graxpert noise reduction too. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, save anyway. Fine. Okay. So now I guess I want to try to do the star net on it at this point. Am I getting ahead of myself? We'll try that. Oh, run green noise on uncalibrated. Stop. Stop. It's because it's loading the library. And I don't know why that also takes so long. Okay, cancel. Let's see, can I back out of this? Okay, yeah. So this is uncolor coordinated. So let me, or uncolor calibrated, not color coordinated. We color coordinate all of our nebulas around here. Okay. That didn't make much difference, it feels like. Let me go ahead and then try that. Okay. Yeah, I'll try it this version with okay. Save it. Okay. Save anyway. Great. So now let's try star processing, star net removal, pre-stretch, upsample. Let's see how it goes. And then I will load that in and start messing around with it in Seti Astro tools. Cool. Now that we've got the forecast keeps changing with that hurricane, I was just curious what the last one is. Actually, it looks like if this holds, I might actually be able to do a live stream on Wednesday and or Thursday, which would be great. Although, ooh, I missed that. Monday might be good. Oh, and look at this. Seeing above average transparency, excellent. Now, there will be more moon, but that's okay. If the conditions are that good, it might be okay. Yeah. Well, but I mean it's not, and this is wrong. Like it Cyril, I think this is a bug in Siril where when you switch to linear mode, it'll look like it's stretched somewhat, but it isn't. Okay, so let's go load into Seti Astro. Statistical stretch, select image, and let's see. I did the green noise reduction. Ugh, that wasn't what I meant to do. I meant to do starless. There we go. Yeah, after doing StarNet, yeah. Yeah, it's a weird one. Okay. Oh. I don't mind that. I mean, I'm not stopping here, but yeah, that looks good. I feel like eh, I like this. I like this more than the spider and fly. I mean, as far as I guess, because that's the target's so big. Let me turn that off. Let me zoom in here. I'm just kind of looking at contrasty bits in here and whether or not I just kind of looking at just yeah, I think that might be okay. It's like if I go let's see. I'm just doing extreme just for the sake of seeing. Yeah, I think that might be okay. That's not doesn't feel too bad. Yeah, I'll go with that for now. I think. Um, the good thing is since I save like so many intermediate files, I can always change my mind later and reprocess. Cool. And let's try doing the star stretch, star mask. Feel like I didn't put enough stars in the last time, so I'm going to try another, or on the last image, so I'm going to put a little bit more on there, but maybe not too much. I want to know. Don't feel like it makes a huge difference on this one. Yeah, that's, yeah, not a huge difference. Um, yeah, I'll just play with this. I'm not gonna, don't want to spend all night, all the day, all night working on just getting this. All right. So, we've got that. Well, not this, but so do we want to try doing the recombine now? What else is there to do? Oh, let me just load up the starless. Oh, that's interesting. Starless stretched. Did I overstretch that? Oops. Okay. Eh. So what I wanted to do is go ahead and load. I forgot I wanted to load the starless stretched into Siril 1.3 alpha. Oops, not color calibration, stretches, curves. I just wanted to play around with the curves since it's relatively new. Let's see. If I do what I did the last time of just, oh wait. That might be good. Just taking a little bit off kind of the blue-green around the edge. See, like this versus this. Just take a little bit off the blue without making it too red. I'm just going to leave it at that. Close that, and I'll save that as curves. And then, oops. Let's save this as curves. I did that the last time. Curves. Okay, fine. Save any. Oh, wait. Cancel. Linear. Okay, not a huge difference. Curves. Save. All right. Now I'm going to recombine in the other version. Yeah, okay. So let's go image processing, star processing. Oops, not star removal. Simon didn't say star removal. Let's go star processing, star recomposition, load. Again, it opened on the other monitor, so starless curve, and then starless, or the star field. Let me fix this real quick. I still have this. Remember I said I wanted more stars? I take it back. That was too many stars. Save. Less stars don't fit. All right, so let's try loading less stars. Less stars. Cool. Okay. Is that right? Was that less? Yeah, that's good enough. Apply it, close it, save, and we'll go NGC 281, Hackman, recomp. Okay, save. All right. And yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, for the Seestar, it's not bad. So we get, actually, let me see. Yeah, see, this is, oh, did not mean to do that. If I go load, that is so weird. I double clicked on it, it opened another window with that. So this is the stack of stacks with no other processing done, like 0 processing done. And then let's do, oh, and I haven't run it through, actually for grins, forgot I haven't done it through cosmic clarity. Let's just do that for the sake of completeness. Let me make sure I have it running. Need to okay. Starting it up again, and takes a while. Takes a minute, or more than a minute. Don't know why it is so slow. How slow can it go? Very slow, apparently. Just waiting for a window to pop up. And again, I'm kind of curious why this takes so long, where it's seemingly not doing anything. Getting there. Okay, finally. Here we go. Cool. So let me go copy the fit file in. Okay, cool. Almost there. Oh. Okay, so this should be done. All right. And then finally, we will load this in. Yeah, I'm gonna, sorry, I'll open this, recomp sharpened, and then it did the blue star thing again. I need to look into what's causing that. And I've seen that in Siril, like there's a way to fix that in Siril, but I need to look into that. It's like, what is it called? Is it star ringing? No, not ringing. Anyway, no, it wasn't that. It was something else. Okay, so here is, oh, it's already loaded on the other monitor. So we've got this. This was just the stack. And just so we make a more comparable, this is just the stack of stacks out of the Seestar. And this is, again, I feel like I don't want to. Okay. Slightly different orientation, but yeah. So a lot more detail, a lot more going on there. And then the sharpened version, which I'll rotate it beforehand. It has these weird artifacts, which I need to look into. You can see with the, let me close all this. So you can see these, like these artifacts. And I've seen that in the Siril documentation about like how to fix that, but I need to look at that. But it did crisp, make things more crisp. So like if you look at, let me see again, this is where PixInsight, where you can put photos next to each other. Yeah, and then just the stars themselves are tighter. Definitely a lot tighter. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me try that. Pac-Man. I'll move that to trash. And actually, I'll just, yeah. Previous. I'm just gonna. Okay. So let us go restart this. And then we wait. But yeah, thanks for the suggestion, Chris. But on the whole, I'd say I do feel like it was a big improvement. I mean, yeah, definitely. Okay, so while we wait, so I just have to turn the stellar sharpening down, which makes sense. Yeah. Did it do something? Nope. I don't know why it takes so long. Oh, there we go. All right. So we will change stellar sharpening down to 0.5. Yeah. I'll try 0.5. And even if it doesn't completely fix the issue, so long as it makes it better, I can try again. Maybe not today, but at the very least we'll know what effect it has going from 0.9 to 0.5. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Oops. Didn't. Sometimes I do that where I'll actually go even further and name files based on parameters. So this, or the value of parameters. So 050, and then go back to Siril, load it, save it. Okay, and let's compare it. And like I say, I'm not striving to necessarily get rid of it 100%, but at least I want to see. Okay, so this is the one that's 0.9, and this is the one that's point. Yeah, it might have helped it, but yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll try going even lower. So let's move this to the trash. Oops. Okay. Okay, cool. Oops. All right. And we wait. And I'll try it at 0.1. And then, yeah. I think that will be it then. But yeah, definitely pleased with the result here. What are we doing now? We're kind of getting towards the end. Hi, Chris. Basically, what I did is I processed 20. What do you call it? 2,000, almost 3,000 frames for Pac-Man Nebula, and this was the stack of stacks just right out of the Seestar. But then this was processed using the Seti tools, the Seti suite, and I did stacking in Siril, then Graxpert for noise reduction and gradient removal, then back to Siril to do the star separation. Although this one I also did the photometric color calibration. Then both starless and star masks were processed in Seti Astro in this tool, and then it was recombined. But yeah, it definitely looks like loads better. So the dialogue did pop up. Just need to pop it back on the screen, and we will move this down to 0.1. Because basically I'm getting some artifacts that trying to work around on the using the sharpening now. So let's go grab that, copy it over. Zero 1 0, and the moment of truth. Let's load that up. Yeah, still got it. But, you know, I'm not going to try it again, but one thing I could do is just run it without the star sharpening. Like that's an option too, where instead of in both mode, you just do sharpen the non-stellar pieces. So that popped up for some reason, pops up over here. And let's look at 0.9. And I vaguely recall seeing something in Siril about getting rid of that. So it might be yet something that I would just do in Siril. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I might mess around with it, but I don't think I'm gonna do it anymore just because it takes such a long time to run. But I might fiddle around with it, and I'll post an update to the Discord server, um, which again, obligatory plug. um, right, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, especially given that I've dropped it so much, and it's the stars that are on the nebula itself. Like it's not stars that aren't on the nebula. Ah, hell, maybe I'll. No, I don't want to. I'll do it. I'll do it after the stream or later. Hi, Hein. Um, yeah, no, that's fine. It was worth a shot, and it definitely you can definitely tell the difference in since like crisp how much more crisp the stars are here, the zero point 0.9 versus zero point 0.1 and even 0.5. So yeah, I'll try dialing it down and see how it goes. Just okay, fine. Let me try this one last time. Let me one last time. If only, see, this is, I wonder, is for people like Chris with a K. I know you run this, the Cosmic Clarity. Does it take this long to start up in Windows? Because this just seems to take a long time. Yeah, it just takes a ridiculously long time. Okay. Okay. So my goal of having a Windows Astro computer wouldn't necessarily fix this specific problem. It would fix other problems, just not this one. So I'm going to put the star sharpening back to 0.9, and maybe I'll just have it do stellar sharpening and only stellar sharpening. And we'll see what happens. Guess what happens next? All right. When that splash screen appears, that's when the dialog pops up. So sharpening mode, stellar only. Stellar sharpening amount. Submit. And we'll see. We'll see what this does. And it's fast because it's only doing one stage instead of two. And which one? Not this one. Load it. Is that the new one? Yeah, that's the new one. Star only. Oh, now it did something. That's so weird. I think this is something that needs to be played around with, but it might take a while because what I'm saying is weird here. If I pull up that file. Let me rotate it. Yeah. Oh, never mind. It was doing it in the other one. See, I was noting this artifact down here, but I saw it in this one, but it was in the other one as well. So there's something about this process that's doing that. Let me check the one that, yeah, yeah, it's something in the process that's doing that to those. And granted, these are particularly bright stars, like that one, and then some of these ones here. Yeah, it's the very brightest ones. Um, okay, yeah. One thing, let me look this up. Uh, was it in the star synthesis? No, it wasn't the stat that they were saturated. Oh, funny enough. Funny that it's the same target. Um, Siril, stars, green. No. Maybe it was having to do with that. Star reduction. Um, hmm. Was it in this article? Yeah, I don't remember where I saw that, but I'll have to look into that more because I swear I saw something. Because like if I can keep all the other sharpening and just fix the green stars, that would be ideal. But otherwise, I'm pretty pleased with how this turned out, especially compared to the kind of native images. Yeah. Yeah. Choose up the data. Remove green noise. Well, let's try it. This is oops. Why did it do that? Um no, I think it made it worse. It actually made it worse. It made them bluer. Wow. What in the world? Yeah, I'm gonna have to mess around. Yeah, yeah. Oops. Yeah, it's fine. I need to mess around with this some more and understand what's going on here because it's just it's like the most saturated stars I think that it's doing it to. Yeah, because like even up here you can see like this one has the same issue. So um, but yeah, otherwise, um, once I fix that, I think yeah, pretty pleased with the results of that, and I'm looking forward to doing some of this processing on some of the winter targets that are coming up, or uh, fall/winter targets like Pleiades and Orion. It'll be cool seeing what I can get out of that. Um, but yeah, I think that's it for now. I probably the next stream might actually be a an observing stream like if this forecast holds, it's Friday now, but or Saturday, depending on where you are. But Monday night looks really good. So I might actually do a live stream on Monday evening, live observing stream. But in the meantime, thanks for joining, and join the Discord if you haven't already. And it's yeah, but it's late. I've been talking a while. I've had a long day, and but I appreciate everybody who tuned in, and thanks for joining, and have a good rest of your day or night. Bye. Of course, the buttons won't work. I need to fix this. I don't know what has happened. It used to always work. And what's strange is like the start worked. So I might have to do this manually, but yeah. Thanks. Good night. Oh, I have the sound. Yeah. All right. Well, good night. Let me find what I need to do here. What was it? Okay, here. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay.